Here we go. I'm going to pick my March Madness bracket. Here we go. There are going to be 1,281 points. All right, without further ado, the East. It's going to be Duke. It's going to be TCU over Ohio State. I don't like Ohio State in this tournament. St. John's. I'm loving St. John's. I'm going to go Kansas, even though I don't really like Kansas as of late. Louisville. I don't like Louisville as of late. I'm going to go South Florida. I'm not really in love with Michigan State either. I'm still going to pick them because North Dakota State, I mean, come on. Definitely UCLA over UCF. UConn is going to beat the brakes off of Furman. Duke over TCU. It is going to be St. John's over Kansas because Kansas has not been rolling recently. Honestly, I'm going to take the upset. Again, South Florida over Michigan State. UCLA and UConn. UConn might go far. I don't know. I took UConn in a previous attempt at this, but I'm going to take UCLA. It's definitely Duke. UCLA. I'm going to go Duke here to the Final Four. Arizona. I don't think there's going to be a 16 over a 1 in this tournament. Definitely Utah State over Villanova. Nova has not been good recently. Wisconsin. Arkansas has not been good recently. I think they're going to trip up and lose to Hawaii. None of these three teams are doing good recently. Whoever is going to come out of this is going to have a win. And they're going to be desperate for a win. BYU is going to play desperate for a win. This game's tough to predict, and it's basically a toss-up. I'm just gonna pick BYU because I don't know who's gonna play this. Gonzaga is going to win that easily because I've never even seen this college before. Missouri has not been rolling recently. I'm gonna go with Miami. Purdue is going to murder Queens. Arizona is going to murder Utah State, who I thought was a football school, but I guess they're best. I guess they're in here in this tournament. Definitely Wisconsin over Hawaii. BYU or Gonzaga. BYU, I mean, they were like really good at one point in the regular season. They've fallen apart. But they're still going to win a game because Texas and NC State have both fallen apart harder, especially as of recently. Definitely Purdue over Miami. Gonzaga and Purdue is going to be interesting. Definitely Arizona over Wisconsin. Gonzaga and Purdue. Purdue is I'm gonna take Purdue here. Purdue has a chance against Arizona. Arizona is absolutely rolling. Arizona. Florida. Obviously, is going to beat whoever this is. They won the national championship last year. They are not going to be a first-round ballot. Iowa, my gut system. Not Clemson. Iowa's been ice cold. I'm going to take Clemson. I'm not taking every 9 over 8. It's just not going to happen. They'll not allow it. McNeese is not going to win another tournament game this year. I'm taking the Nebraska Cornhuskers, even though they've been off base recently. Troy just doesn't really have a chance. Giving VCU the 11th seed giving me flashbacks to 2011, but that's not going to happen ever again. So give me North Carolina. Penn or Illinois? This is a tough one. Penn has upset potential, but I think their conference tournament win was a flash in the pan. Give me Illinois. St. Mary's or Texas A&M. Give me St. Mary's. Texas A&M has been ice cold. Houston over Idaho. I didn't even know Idaho had a basketball team. Florida over Clemson. Although Clemson does have a chance in that one, I don't see Florida losing in the second round. Vandy, I think Nebraska is going to bounce back in this tournament. They're going to do well. I think Illinois has been ice cold recently. They're just not going to do very well against North Carolina. St. Mary's, Houston's just too much for them to handle. I'm going to go with Nebraska over Florida because I don't think Florida's going to get very far. Them being a number 1 seed is just really odd and doesn't feel right. I think Nebraska is going to bounce back. Houston, give me Houston there over North Carolina. I think Houston's going to go back to the Final Four. Michigan for UMBC, though, in this 16 spot is giving me flashbacks. But I don't think Michigan's going to lose that early. St. Louis over Georgia. Georgia has not been riding in good momentum. Akron over Texas Tech. Texas Tech has not been riding good momentum as of late. Same thing as Alabama, although Hofstra don't think they're going to win in their tournament appearance. Tennessee, if I have to play against Miami, Ohio, that'd be scary. And they would lose, but if they have to play against SMU, that wouldn't be that scary and they'd win. It depends on who I think is going to win this game here. I'm going to say UMass kind of exposed Miami of Ohio. I think Miami, Ohio is going to return to the mean. I'm going to go Tennessee here. Virginia beating the brakes off of Wright State. Santa Clara is going to beat the brakes off of Kentucky pretty easily. Iowa State. A lot of people have been hyping this team up. I think they're going to lose in the first round, though. They have not been rolling recently. Because of their momentum, I just don't see them winning a game. Michigan is going to eke one out against St. Louis. I don't think any 1 seed is going to fall in the second round here. It's just not safe. Although Akron is going to get to the Sweet 16 over Alabama. Alabama has not been rolling recently. Virginia is going to murder Tennessee. Santa Clara is going to murder Tennessee State. I think Akron is going to get to the Elite Eight. They're 12th seed. What the heck am I doing? I don't. What am I doing? They're in the Elite Eight, and they're a 12th seed. I don't. Why am I doing this? What am I doing? I'm going to undo that right now. That is ridiculous. Definitely Virginia. I think Virginia is going to beat Michigan. I do not believe that Michigan is going to get to the Final Four. They are the most overrated one, other than Florida. They're the second most overrated one. Then we have Duke and Houston. Oh man, that's tough. I'm gonna go Houston. Arizona. I can't pick Houston as a national champ. I'm gonna go with Arizona as the national champion. They haven't done it in a long time. This is their year. I don't think Houston is gonna lose back-to-back titles. That would be mental abuse. So I'm gonna submit this bracket, and apparently I get to make 24 more new brackets. So there's that. That is my prediction. Hopefully this is perfect. So yeah, this is gonna be perfect. I tell you.